If I can have everyone's attention, I make a motion that we call the meeting to order.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And the meeting will be called to order. I believe there's an extra chair in the closet right there.
Oh, you need that?
Yes.
No, I got the last one.
Out of the closet?
No.
No, 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 no. We're good.
Well, there's two.
No, there's two right there.
Who needs a chair?
No, you're okay? Okay. I thought he didn't have a chair.
There's a few
Okay.
chairs.
Well, there's a chair. Yeah, there's two chairs up there. So, this evening, we do have a representative from Metro Code Enforcement that is here with us. We've had several complaints regarding code enforcement in the city. So I thought it would be a really good idea to bring in Metro because Hollow Creek follows Metro Louisville ordinances, and we follow our ordinances, which mirror Metro Louisville's. We also can have our own ordinances, but the code enforcement officer that we just hired is enforcing Metro Louisville ordinances to the letter. So if you have not cut your grass in 2 weeks, rest assured you will get cited. If your gutters are overflowing and hanging from your house, rest assured that's a violation. So I thought it was a good idea to have Mr. Damon come here and speak to everyone, one about the code enforcement issues and the rat infestation. And what is, yes, and what is contributing to that. Mr. Damon, the floor is yours. Thank you again.
No problem. How you all doing tonight? Thank you one for having me. I do apologize for not being able to stay long, but I'll do my best, okay? Real quick, I was informed, actually I've been here before, I spoke with someone about some issues I had with perhaps before.
And she's not here.
Okay.
I don't see
And
her.
Metro Louisville, unfortunately cannot pinpoint any kind of rat population. I can't tell you where it's coming from. I can just tell you that in most cases, when we have rats, someone or multiple folks or something is feeding them. They produce very, very fast. Very
About
fast.
14 days.
They waste no time. They love any kind of rotten food, any kind of feces, anything. Any kind of harbor you got for them, any kind of over on bushes, underneath your sheds, decks, things like that. Look underneath there. They produce so fast that if one person is baiting, it's not going to make a difference because you don't have a permanent infestation in your neighborhood. Ideally, with y'all having your own HOA and things like that, I would probably recommend like kind of looking in your own yards and see what's going on back there, any kind of harborage issues, standing water, anything that has a dirt mound, anything that can give them kind of a home. Metro Louisville does offer baiting, however, it's like, it's nowhere near as good as what you would get from a licensed technician. And we only bait actual burrow holes and things like that, we just don't bait yards and things like that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you back there. You said you provide what?
Metro
There's
Louisville
a couple of
does,
seats up here in the front. Come on
Metro
in.
Louisville does provide, it can use like rat baiting,
Oh, okay.
but it's only like baiting like burrows. Like we actually see a burrow, we can bait that burrow. Doesn't mean it's actually a rat either, because most rats don't burrow in the middle of the yard. This is something that's providing a lot of shelter. From that standpoint, I will speak a little bit about your general maintenance. Apparently, you have your own code official. So property maintenance is followed by Chapter 156. You can go to Google and check and search that. You can go to www.louisvilleky.gov and type in ordinances, or Chapter 156, and it'll take you directly to what we follow. In essence, some of the basic issues y'all were talking about, like grass. Anything 10 inches or more, gotta be cut. Any noxious weeds removed. Any gutters that are filled with debris that prevent proper flowing, cleaned out. Of course, anything that's hanging off the property, gutters, downspouts, roofing issues, things like that, go through problem. Chicken peel and paint, they cause wood erosion and things like that. Take care of that. This little pamphlet here has a lot of the basic things in it. I'm not sure exactly what you're thinking about the rat because I know you have I've heard, and I can't only think about that I can't actually provide any kind of company to go to for that, because there will be favorite. So we can't, on Metro Battle, I can't say go to DamonCompany.com, because I can't do that. But I would definitely recommend that, as a community, probably everybody take a look at your yards and things, cut bushes back, look at any kind of trash you got sitting out, if you got dog food sitting out for the dogs at night, or water, cat bowls sitting out at night, anything that feeds any animal. Because you feed one animal, you're feeding everybody. So just kind of look at what you got and keep the property as clean as possible. Any questions from me offhand?
Is there a general area where this is happening at in the city?
I'm sorry.
Is there a general area in the city that this is happening?
We have it in a couple of different areas currently.
So,
Spread to our yard this month.
Where are y'all at?
We're at Downs Branch.
Where?
We're maybe 2 blocks up here. Our dog dug up
Our
a
dog
bunch
ate
of
'em.
baby rats and ate them.
Can we just have him go everywhere?
Do you lease him out?
She'll eat all the rats.
But my concern is I don't want her to get a hold of one that has been in the bait.
Yes, that would be a concern.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had rats. I'm freaking out.
Well, and let me give you a little bit of a background information, okay? We received a call, the city did, of a complaint on the rats, okay? And upon investigation, it was found that there was a chicken coop, and they were feeding the chickens on the ground, and they were raising rabbits, and they were feeding them on the ground as well. That is the initial point where we noticed and were made aware of the rats. That particular household has since gotten rid of the rabbits, and they have raised the chicken coop, okay? And they are feeding it on the top. The issue is, even though they're feeding them now on the top, rats feed off of feces. I'm sorry, please don't record me. I would appreciate it if you would not record me.
This is a public meeting.
I understand, but with
I-
AI, you can misconstrue it any way you want.
There's nothing to be misconstrued because
But-
it's recorded.
That is where we were made initially aware of them, okay? It's been a huge problem for neighbors on 2 houses either side and 4 houses behind. Rats feed on feces, dog, rabbit, chicken, whatever the case may be. Contributing to this, and again, this is not, but we've had a lot of construction go on around us, and rats are in woods. They're, they're a natural habitat animal, but we've now given them a place to feed. So that's where they have come. And it's going to take everyone being diligent to get rid of the problem. That's not happening. Everybody's saying, I want chickens, I want this, I want that. Well, guys, we don't live on farms. We're asking you to pick up after your dog. You're not gonna go out and pick up chicken feces. So that is what we're dealing with. And as long as we provide a place for them to feed, they are going to continue to be here, as Damon said. But like I said, the property owner has complied with everything Metro has asked them to do. Isn't that correct? I'm correct on that, yes.
I'm assuming so, the
Yeah.
animal services came back, so that's.
Yeah.
that's on.
So, the property owner was receptive, and they complied with everything that they were asked to do. Yes, sir.
This is like the first time I'm hearing of it, and probably a few others.
It was in the
And-
newsletter.
Well, I'm saying, I read the newsletter, I saw it, I'm saying,
Okay.
but regardless, why can't we get this information out to the community in another manner too,
Well,
because it's gonna take the community.
If we have your email address, we'd be more than glad to send you an email when we do community posts. But we do not have a webpage. We have a resident that's supposed to be working on a webpage for us, but they have not followed through on that as of yet. Facebook is not where we do business. Yes, ma'am.
Regarding the chickens supposedly being an issue of where the rats are coming in, in one area of the neighborhood. Has that ever been an issue with the other area of the neighborhood that has like
It is
30
now.
chickens?
It is now.
They have rats too now? Is that what you're saying?
Has there been like actually
They have
recorded
chickens.
There
reports
have
from
been
Green
reports
Metro?
of them in other areas where there are chickens.
Is this like confidential information when you keep
Oh,
those
no.
areas?
Oh, no, I'm not gonna give out someone's address.
No, we're asking like, Is
Well,
there
we
actual
have them
reports?
reported on Hollow Tree, we have them reported on Ridge Cliff, we have them reported on, Rolling
Switch Bar.
Creek, we have them reported on Switch Bar,
Yes.
we have them reported now on Watch Hill, we have them reported, yes. So, it's a bigger issue.
so just curious, when these reports came in, was this prior to like the construction?
Kind of
Or-
simultaneously.
Okay, so just,
Yeah, like I said, rats are natural animals. I mean, they exist in wild. And we think that that probably contributed to them coming in and that they have a place to feed.
okay.
I'm not sure that it would be an issue with the chickens necessarily because the little farm down there has had chickens for over 10 years. It's never been an issue.
But the surrounding areas have changed.
Yes,
So it's
I'm
creating
saying
an issue.
maybe something else has brought them in.
That's
not
what I
the
was saying,
chickens.
that
Not the construction.
but they're
Yes,
giving
not
them
the
a place
chickens,
to eat. They're giving them a place to feed.
But it's always been there.
So what you're saying is you want us to make sure that we're taking care of the areas that we live in and that
That's
we
what we're
can still
asking.
doing, I think that's understandable, but also we need to be mindful of like, you know, Kentucky has been built on farms. This is a
Exactly.
farmland, so I think,
But we don't live in
Uh,
farms.
well, you know, that's a toss up to your own thoughts, but, I was just curious about the coding as well. So is there like detail on like weeds, plants and stuff that Louisville Metro classifies as like what you can have, what you can't?
Yes,
Or-
like noxious weed.
Yeah, so I'm just curious, cause you know, some people think like dandelions are weeds and everything
Well,
else, so, well, that's what I'm asking, so some places don't like them and some people do,
So,
so that's what I'm
Louisville
trying to find out.
Metro, like I said, if you go to the website, you can actually look up managed landscaping.
Okay,
You know, give you an ordinance on that as far as how the house kept.
Right.
What plants and other items are allowed in it, as far as a buffering system, as far as something covering property line so much, or any kind of system like that. I can't say enough. Go to the website, it has a lot of questions you want to answer, a lot of answers really. You search it, it'll pop up and tell you everything you want to know, as far as.
It is easily searchable.
Yeah, it's really.
It's full of a lot of
It's
useful
really fine.
information.
That website's on pamphlet, right?
I'm not sure if it's on, it's louisvilleky.gov. Let me see if it's on there. Actually, it is, but it gives a whole listing for property use. But the first part is go there and keep the search bar, and 99 times out of 10, everything you're looking for, it's really sitting right there for you.
Yes.
Sorry, go on.
Well, you want to go first?
You're fine.
Okay, how do you keep the neighbors' chickens out of your yard?
You have neighbors' chickens in your yard,
Neighbors' chickens jumping the fence, yes.
so that becomes a civil matter. So if you have issues with, we'll say like chickens, for instance, in your yard, I would definitely tell you to contact Louisville Metro Animal Services, because they're the ones that will actually handle that part of the thing. They'll come and tell you
How
what.
about the number of chickens they might have?
Louisville Animal Services, it's, I think it's 5 chickens, 1 rooster. That's what you're allowed to have.
5 chickens, not 9, and 2 roosters.
It's, so, yeah, it's like 5 chickens, 1 rooster, but that's Animal Services. I would definitely tell you to contact them.
What about the number of dogs?
I don't think it's limited on dogs.
And that limit,
There it
there
is.
is.
Come on up, Roy. Wasn't sure if yours
Oh,
were
here,
here.
Roy. You got front row seat, right? Me.
It's
So
me.
they do come over and eat your plants.
They start throwing shit in my phone.
Poop on the wall.
I'll bail you out if you bail me out.
I would definitely tell you to contact Louisville Metro Animal Services and have them come to your property so you can show them what you're talking about, and they'll be able to address that with whatever property you're talking about. That's what they'll address.
Do they, so they can help with from dogs?
Yeah.
They would, so that's what they specialize in, so they'll actually address anything animal related for you, so whether it's dogs, cats, chickens, they'll be able to tell you what the ordinance is on their part, and how to maintain that, what to maintain it. If they need to address this person, they'll go
Sure,
and
yeah.
tell them, hey, this is what's going on. You know, yes, ma'am.
So obviously our rat problem is new, at our house. And we haven't, after the ate the babies, we haven't really seen a ton of evidence, but they do seem to be on the property still because we find like new, like holes being dug occasionally.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're just like flooding them with the hose, cause I'm like, I don't know. But, if we call 311, will they come out and just like give us advice on like what to continue doing?
So you can call 311 and you'll say you have a rat problem. What they'll do is they'll send that. And I'll come to your property and look at you and then look at a rat hole. If I say a hole, I can bait that hole. However, it may help with your problem, but it might not solve your issue.
Yeah,
So,
we're worried about baby, cause they're dogs.
so that's why I would recommend,
Rats.
I recommend talking to some licensed professionals and see what's out there and what you can do that's safe for your pets. They do have things out there that can help with your stuff. It's pet friendly.
Okay,
So what we have is not pet friendly. So I would definitely tell you to contact someone. I don't recommend anybody, but contact someone and actually speak about what's pet friendly, what you can do to try to deter and help with that.
yep, sounds good, thank you.
Anybody else before I? Well, thank y'all for your time. If, once again, if you have any issues or concerns, 311 is a good tool. Use it. 311, you can actually do any kind of complaint you want or request, whether it's for public works, solid waste, property maintenance. If you have a smartphone, download the 311 app as well. You can take pictures, and actually attach it to your concern, and it should be able to go right to the right department. If you actually call 311 and have a concern, ensure they give you a service request number, because that tells you that they're actually in the system, and you can actually track that case. Okay, you can do anything anonymously, or you can even name a number. Leave your name and number, allows the person to say, hey, how you doing, sir? I'm at such property, but I can't see what you're talking about. Well, come on my yard and take a look. From here you can see this. I'm just saying, you can do it anonymously, it's your choice. You can do it with your name and number as well, okay? But 311, fantastic service, louisky.gov. Wow. Right. Okay, so definitely use the website, search it. Like I said, all the ordinances that Jefferson County follows, chapter 156, for our siting purposes, property maintenance is there as well. You can search that. But if nothing else, I'll let y'all have your all's meeting. I won't take any more of your time. But y'all take care and be safe and stay dry.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem.
And again, just to reiterate what he said, that, property maintenance is the key to combating this issue. And that they do feed off of. Thank you so
We'll
much.
see you in 2 weeks.
Right here.
Thank you.
Yeah, that means a lot. I'm in this thing, quite honest with me. I've been doing 20 years, I've never seen Friday work this week.
All right, so commissioners, have you had a chance to review the minutes?
You must have taken different.
I make a motion that the minutes be accepted as written. All those in favor? Aye. Commission reports, who would like to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
All right, we'll start off with the 7th Division, LMP, who sends us reports monthly. For the month of July, we had 3 calls for theft out of vehicles. All it gives us is Hollow Tree Road. So please be mindful, keep your doors locked, car locked, all that good stuff. There was 0 report for this month of August. Moving to KLE, we have a total of 7 warnings for speeding for both months of last month and this one. Also, I've been talking to John Aubrey about the warnings, and of course, he says that officers use their own discretion. We are also talking of backing down some hours for the upcoming months, September, October. Instead of doing the 100+, we're back down to maybe 60, 65, I told him. Also, I see that On-Call Towing has put their sign up in the park. So if your car gets towed, On-Call Towing is our service. Also, just want to tell you guys that although we don't do business on Facebook, we see it. We have addressed the issue with our people about the speeding, especially on yes, multiple times. They send me text messages every time they report to duty, and I always tell them, hey, make sure you watch the speeding. We have tons of people in the neighborhood telling us about speeding. Let's try to nip that in the bud kind of thing. Also, the mailboxes, with the kids taking the mail out the boxes, that has also been reported. Just wanna tell you guys that we still can call 911 if we see it, if there's an issue right at hand. Because our officers can't be everywhere all the time. We've had a lot of our hours recently overnight because of last year. We saw a lot of attempted break-ins between the hours of 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. So a lot of our, not a lot, there's some of our hours that go from 1 to 4 and then from 4 to 7. So that whole night stretch maybe on a weekend is caught, not every weekend, but we try to do some things like that. Also, the parking at Lure for pickup, we'll try to stay on top of that, of course. I tell the officers all the time, parking.
What's going on with the parking lot? I'm sorry.
Well, the median, multiple people always park to pick up their kids. We have no parking signs. It's killing the grass. People can't drive by. Other residents can't back out of their driveways because the cars are sitting there. And we have a sign that says no parking at any time.
They're using that to circumvent getting in the carpool line.
Yeah.
It's a safety issue.
That's something that we've been fighting with ever since I've been on here.
Me too.
Just want to let you guys know that I know there's a lot of issues, but if you do want to call up here, someone always checks the voicemail and we will respond. So that's another avenue here. Okay.
And if you haven't provided your email address to us, please do so, because that is our main form of communication. And we would like to get to the point where our newsletters are completely electronic. You know, it would cut down on postage, it would cut down on paper. I mean, I'm not a tree hugger, but yes, I am. So, you know, if we can kind of not add to our footprint and do it electronically, that would be great. We know that not everyone is going to, but every little bit helps. But your contact information, if you provide that to the city, is very useful. We just had a situation on Switch Park where somebody's dog got out of the fence, and it was 100 degrees that day. We took the dog water, but we were trying to reach somebody because the dog wouldn't come in the house, our house. And there were 2 other dogs in the backyard that were crying. But if we had had their contact information, we could have been able to reach the owner in a much more timely manner. We were finally, after several hours, able to reach the homeowner, but we do treat your information as confidential. We're not going to share it with another resident. So if you would like to please provide us with contact information, it would be greatly appreciated.
That, excuse me, that same way that's on dogs, so that same way on small children. The question
We'd like to return those
the
as
question I've
well.
got,
Much quicker than we do dogs.
I'm not looking to burn somebody, a parent. I'm not looking to report child. You got small children on Creekstone, and there's quite a few small children, and they'll get to running, and they're not doing anything wrong, but a child will be 3 or 4 years old down the street, and living here is all the way down to my house, playing with the guy. His parents, for a period of time, don't know where he is. They're running up and down the street, just crossing the street, and we've got a couple of yahoos that pass through Creekstone, somewhat above 25 miles an hour, and with all those trees and yards, in and out, and you know, there's nobody with the kids.
We've had 2 kids hit.
I'm sorry?
We've had 2 children hit.
In our neighborhood?
They've been hit up in the front of the neighborhood.
Yeah, and just as I'm concerned, as much as the parent not knowing there, the child suffering some kind of injury or something, somebody's got to live with that the rest of their life. I don't want to see that.
No, I
In
don't
the same
either.
sense, in today's world, it's hard to go up to a parent and say, excuse me, can I talk to you a minute? While they just fly off the handle, they go nuts. Oh, you're some kind of SB, and my child ain't done anything wrong. I'm
Well,
not saying they've done
I
anything wrong,
agree
but they
with
can
you.
have something happen to them.
But we take every opportunity to reinforce that watching your child is your responsibility.
Yeah,
You know.
because I've walked all over this city in my street. I've never met anybody named St. Peter, so I know we ain't in heaven yet. So there's some kind of danger out there.
Yeah, there is.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have had you've responded in a very timely manner to emails of questions that I've had. But I am curious how you prefer that we provide our email and contact information to you.
You can write it down up here tonight before you
Yeah.
leave.
Sounds
Or
good.
you can email the
Or
city.
yeah,
Sure.
And just say, add me to the list.
Yeah,
Yes.
no problem.
yeah, whatever's the most convenient for you. Yeah. And it's hollowcreek.ky@gmail.com. So, yeah. Okay.
Alright.
One of them was newsletter, do you
Our
remember?
bank balances in the
Which
checking
one of those
account
is
is
the
$2,065.
I get it, that's one of them, I'm
The
just
general
getting away.
savings, $232,050.
Hate being
Road
late.
fund, $60,138.
My son didn't can't done.
Zero. Park money market, $175,000.
I appreciate that, thanks.
$876. We need to transfer $38,000 from the general savings to the checking to cover the upcoming month's expenses. We received approximately $27,000 in municipal insurance premium tax for the quarter ending 6/30/25. So again, our checking account balance is $2,065. Our anticipated need for upcoming bills is $35,600 with a reserve amount of $5,000. So I make a motion to transfer $38,000 from the money market savings to the checking to cover this month's expenses. Do I have a second?
All those in favor?
Any opposed?
Any opposed?
I'm on board, ma'am.
Nadia, would you like to go ahead with your report?
Sure. Since we met last time, we've had the citywide yard sale, and we've had movie night. Thank you. And the next event is our fall festival, scheduled for September 28th from 4 to 7. That's on a Sunday. We're gonna do a cookout, pumpkin decorating, yard games, and maybe a band.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about that. I think that we would get better turnout and, if we did it on a Saturday night, if we did it the Saturday night. Most of the bands that I've contacted won't do a Sunday night. I don't typically do city business or functions on Sundays because I'm doing it every other day of the week. I try not to do it on Sundays. Now, you all can choose whatever, but I would really like it to be something bigger than we've ever had before with the band and us providing, some food and things like that for the community everyone to come. Bring their lawn chairs and their coolers if they'd like and spend the evening. But I was gonna run that by you, but we haven't had a chance to.
Okay, a couple things. I work on Saturday.
Right.
So I would not be able to.
And then you work Saturday nights?
I work late, well, I work to around dinner time, so if we're gonna get anything done, preparation would be.
So this is not a one-person thing.
I understand,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying in the past, I
Yeah.
haven't had much help, so, I would hate to plan that and then things not get done. But not to say that it's completely out of the question, but I'm just laying that out there. Yeah, so what about band? You just said that you had.
I've had several bands that said, we don't do Sundays.
Okay.
We are open to a Saturday, but we do not do Sundays.
Okay, possibly a Friday night then?
Friday nights, you work Saturday mornings.
I work Saturday during the day.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't even ask about a Friday
Oh,
night,
no, Friday night.
because of Saturday mornings,
Yeah, no.
you having to be at work. But I just thought Saturday would give everybody all day to prep and plan and then get everything set up and, what do you all think? Would you prefer a Friday or a Saturday night?
Either way.
When you say Friday night or Saturday night? Friday night, you got, for those sports fans, you got high school football, and there's a couple of big games, male plays Saint X plays Trinity at night, that particular date, and I think that, Manual has a big game. I'm just saying that can draw quite a bit of people.
That's
Just
true.
who
When
just
we
like that
plan
for
these
football.
events, they're community events, and we want to plan them when it's.
I'll come to
time.
wherever I like to have it, because I'm not tied up with me anymore, but
But
that's what people think of that. I mean,
but
you
that it's
think,
convenient for residents, I
It's
mean,
something
because.
for people to be able to come on Friday, get home from work, and get kids home from school, and I just think depends, I guess, what time it would start on a Friday.
How do you all feel about Sundays?
Sunday's fine with me.
Late Sunday, like say 4 to 7, no, not a good idea. Okay, all right.
Schools in session.
Okay.
It's depression time, you gotta start the week over.
So we would just, I'll tell you, I'm gonna put it out here, so if any of you are interested in helping with a Saturday event at the end of September, in
October.
October, let me know some Saturday, because I'm not gonna be able to do much. I mean, I'll do things ahead of time, but the
I was-
day of, I'll need a little.
October the 18th is the date that I had thrown out there.
Where would you like us to let you know?
You can just let me know after the meeting, and I'll get your name and number.
Or email.
Or email, right? Yeah.
You what?
I can't do 18th, we won't be here, so I'll bow out, I'm sorry.
Let's see, and I'm out of town. Well, we didn't want to go too far close to like the 25th, the week before Halloween. We thought there'd be Halloween parties.
Yeah, October's hard because everybody's so busy in October, trunk or treats, and it's just.
But that's still far enough away from Halloween that I think we could have something.
And that's kind of what I thought, is we could have a, you know,
Closer to that.
if
yeah.
people wanted to come and set their lawn chairs and have a trick or treat for kids while we're all up here, we could do that.
I put Friday back on the table.
I know.
Saturdays in October.
It's not gonna,
Yeah. We're not gonna make everybody happy.
Yeah, it's.
But more, I didn't even ask about bands for Friday night, because I asked for Sundays and they were like, no, 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 no. I didn't get one band that said yes for a Sunday.
What kind of band?
I have asked country, I have asked pop, I have asked old people music. You know, I have asked for a variety. So at this point, I'm not settled on any particular genre. It's what we can get, that what we can afford, you know, so,
You and
yeah.
Dave?
No, I know band people, but I just.
I can give you some metal.
But yeah, so I haven't, you know, I was keeping an open mind and mainly just looking at availability.
Have y'all thought about like doing food trucks or anything?
We have reached out to food trucks in the past, and they want a minimum fee to come.
Yeah.
And when we add that charge on top of what we're doing, it makes it not feasible. You know, the last one I talked to was $750, and we, you know, until we see some major involvement, I don't have a problem with, you know,
You're just looking for a big turnout.
yes, if we can get some turnout for some things, that's not, but, you know, in years past, when we did the fall festival, we had a chili cook-off, and, residents would bring their chili, and somebody would judge them, and, yeah, so if that's something you wanted to incorporate in this, we could do that. You know, again, this is your city, we need to, you know, we want residents to know one another, we want people to communicate about what's going on in the city. You're less likely to have crime and, property issues in a city where people have a common ground, you know? And I look and there's a lot of young faces here tonight. So, you know, I'm not gonna be around forever. I'm older. So, you know, the city's turning over, you know? So, you know, we want the young people to get involved and know one another. And, you know, Hollow Creek has always had a reputation for being the place to live in Highview. And we would like to maintain that. Go ahead.
Whoever we get's gonna have a hard time doing as good a job you've done. I mean,
Well, that's
you
debatable.
busted your patooties ever since I've been involved with it. That goes back a way, you know, for,
I inherited a little bit of a mess.
I go back when Mike Putnam was still thought of in good terms.
Just a little bit of a mess.
I did want to talk about, I guess this is under new business, but I did want to talk about eventually, signs.
Yeah, we can look at that. We probably won't make a decision on that tonight, but yeah, we have your information. Let us all mull it over. Did you have anything else? I was curious, I wasn't able, obviously, to make the movie night. How was your turnout?
We had, there was.
It was
six of us.
so hot.
It was so hot, and we did move it inside, but still, did you guys know about the movie night?
I did, it was so hot, I didn't know y'all were moving it, so.
Yeah, I don't post everything on Facebook now.
I just posted.
So, yeah, I was just curious how many people knew about it.
And you know, that's something that we need to look at too, moving into the fall
Yeah.
of the season. And, you know, this one, we had a small turnout, so let's look at when we can move it in for next year in the fall. You know, because you know, outside has this cool vibe to it.
Oh, yeah.
So let's, you know, we obviously don't want to incorporate too many things into one night.
Yeah, yeah.
But you do want to incorporate, you know, not just a movie night, let's have hot dogs, let's have popcorn, let's have, you know, other things available. We could rent a snow cone machine or a, yes, that's what I was trying to think of by doing this. I'm glad you play charades. But that would be a good thing, you know, to have more to offer when people do come to these events, because, you know, we don't want to be chintzy, but, you know, we also don't want to go overboard. I think we're going to get quite a storm. In offering these events.
So if you all are interested, please let me know, give me your name, contact information, email address and everything, and so we can, you know, get a group of people together to plan, so.
And we'll have a separate meeting for the Fall Festival night. I'm glad to help you with that. Anyone that is interested, I'll put a paper out. You can sign up, give me your cell phone number and your email address, and we'll meet up here another night and discuss that. Yeah, okay?
So is that September day to date, or are we changing? I mean,
No, the October date.
Well, I mean, we can go ahead and set that, but it depends on how many people that we get to sign up and people that are going to help, because I can't do it. I can't do it by myself. So if we get enough people to sign up and to help, then we can go with that October date, October 18th. So.
My birthday. But you're not gonna get in Arizona.
Yeah, yeah, so. Yes, ma'am.
If we're signing up for our emails to get like the community information, is there a reason we're not doing like the social information via?
Oh, no, that would be on email as well. We can do that through email as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to mislead on that, but we just don't share your email address with anyone.
Right. No,
But
I guess
if there's something going on, like to remind you of a movie night or to remind you of the fall festival or something like that, that can be done via email as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Is that it? That's it? Okay. I had a couple of questions this week. And so I talked to the Jefferson County Board of Elections, and the filing deadline to run for office for the city of Hollow Creek is opens November the 5th, 2025, and closes January the 9th, 2026. You must be a property owner for 1 year prior to being eligible for office. And the election is November 2026. I know, it does.
What's the fee?
Time flies. The fee is $50, and you have to be a petition signed by a minimum of 2 residents of 1 year, or property owners of 1 year, in order to be, your application to be eligible. There's been many a politician get in trouble for that right there. Yes, ma'am.
I know Roger, moved out.
Yes.
So we do like a special election?
We do not do a special election. I'm getting to that.
Okay, okay.
But in order to be eligible to serve on the commission or to be the mayor, you have to be a property owner for a minimum of 1 year. And that's a Jefferson County election rule. That's not a Hollow Creek rule.
Are you running again?
Oh, I can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
She
I
won't.
can. My husband says I'm not.
Can we impeach your husband and have him?
We do, as she just brought up, have an open seat on the commission with Roger relocating out of the city, okay? Anyone that is interested in that position, please give us your name, your contact information, and we would also like I stopped short of saying a bio, but tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in the city? You know, something like that. Because we do have persons that have shown interest in the position, so we would like to have this position filled by our next meeting. Now, it would be taking over Public Works as we sit now, as we are, and that wouldn't be reconfigured until after the election in November of 26, because everybody already has their duties, unless it's just, so you would need some experience with those kinds of things. Public Works things. So it is very important, but that's a very important position. It's a very busy position. Some weeks it's probably 30 hours. Yeah, it's a very, very busy position. You'll work hand in hand with code enforcement. You pretty much oversee a lot of the maintenance.
Let's say, is this the dude that put up a stop sign when it went this?
Actually, that was my husband.
Oh, okay.
I take advantage of free labor anytime I can get it. My husband and Linda's husband have been doing 99% of the work since, well, for months. So, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So we submit a bio type or whoever is interested, and then who makes the decision?
Well, we vote on that.
The commissioners?
Yes, we do. We vote on that. But what we would do is, anyone that's interested, what I would like to do is at the next meeting, we would share, these are the persons that are interested, this is their information, and then we would vote.
And it's $200 a month?
Oh, yes, there is a small stipend.
$220.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So there is a small stipend. I think,
About 30 hours.
yeah, Linda reminds me regularly
Oh, the
that,
week, never mind.
that she makes $1.72.
There we go.
So- And, her job sometimes is 50 and 60 hours a week when it's tax time. So, yeah, but, I mean, there are lots of ways to get involved. It is really raining.
How many walkers do we have here?
On my new concrete.
No, I'm worried about that tree out front of the cars.
City insurance.
Yeah, but my car's out front.
No.
Insurance is not gonna cover.
It's not gonna cover that. Your auto
It
insurance
doesn't
doesn't
cover
cover that.
trees, it's your own insurance. that
It's your
doesn't
own,
cover that.
so we don't want it to fall on our cars. So, yeah.
Looking like-
Also, I had a question. I had a question about the amount of money we pay for trash. So I reached out to our trash carrier, Waste Management, and asked them if I were just someone that called for service, how much would that service cost me? And they said, it would start at a minimum of $35 a month, depending on my zip code. Could go up to as high as $45 a month. Yard waste is an additional $10 a month. Recycling is $10 a month. There's an initial can fee, and there's an 18% fuel and economical fee on top of that, plus taxes. So the city of Hollow Creek is tax exempt, and we have negotiated the trash and rubbish pickup, and it's approximately just over $17 a month.
$14.82.
Yeah, so with our yard waste factored in there.
No, that's with your.
Oh, he told me
It's
that it was right at $17 a month. So, anyone that had a question about that, I didn't know if they were here tonight or not, but they were questioning why we bothered to be a city. That right there is one of the reasons we bothered to be a city. Another reason is if we were to no longer be a city, don't think you're gonna get snow removal in here because it's not gonna happen. Jefferson County is not going to come back in here. They do Fagenbush and they rarely do Old Fagenbush. So we would not have snow removal. You would no longer have street lights and you would no longer have common area maintenance. So those are big issues for me.
And who would take all the money that's in the
That would
city?
go to the state.
The state or the
The
city?
city of the state would get that.
Yeah.
The road fund would go back to the federal government.
And this property would go.
And this-
to Metro.
Yeah, and this property would become Metro Louisville's.
And as far as things like law enforcement stuff, there's no pickup with that. You don't gain anything.
No, you don't.
Because they're not up
It's
to them to
just
start
like
with.
city-county merger.
And they all they do is go from run that patrol. They don't have a chance, like you said, throw them down the streets and stuff. That dog won't hunt no more. It's, just going from this run to that run. Some fool shot somebody. It doesn't matter where. We had one in St. Matthews last night. I got a gun, and ammunition. Let's hear what it sounds like.
And it is happening anywhere.
Oh.
I mean, it really is. And our patrols that we have are a deterrent.
I'll say this, I'm a little prejudiced for being sheriff's deputies. I was with them. The ones I see, the sheriff's deputies, you see them moving.
The
They
sheriff's
don't.
deputies
I've
do
yet to
move
see
more
one of
than
them You know, I know some of them personally, some of them I don't know, but there always seem to be from this spot to that spot, they're moving
Yeah.
around, people are bound to be seeing them. Whereas
I have
folks
to agree
sometimes in
with
the
you.
past, you didn't.
And I have conveyed that to Joe before.
Right.
That we notice the movement of the sheriff's deputies more than we do when it's LMPD.
Because we're getting ready, a couple of years away or close to it, we're gonna have a new sheriff, that could change how things work there too, so, you know. I don't think it really will, but you never know in today's world.
Yes, I agree. So, with that being said, I just wanted to make sure everybody had the information so that they were aware of that, you know. Yes, sir.
I was just curious, so will we get contact with Waste Management for like extra cans and stuff, or do we go through the city?
You would contact Waste Management directly for an extra can. There is a monthly fee for that.
Right.
$5, I believe, what they told me.
I don't know. Evidently, I got misinformation when I called them over the $17. But we also, if that's something that you want, we have an account number. You can tell them that you're within the city of Hollow Creek. Give them that account number, and they'll set you up on your own billing for your additional can only, not your regular pickup.
I just set up recycling at my house, and it was very, very easy. Through their website, you can submit a request for new service and include in your comments that you fall within the city of Hollow Creek, which contracts Waste Management for trash, and you get, like, my recycling is $5 a month or something like that. Like, they give you the rate because the city contracts them, and then they let you know a window within which your new can will be delivered. I didn't have to call and talk to anyone, which was pretty handy.
Well, I'm just curious, how long is that contract? Does it stop, or are we
extended
starting
that.
now?
No, we extended the contract through, was it 3
That
years?
was 3 years.
Yeah, it was a 3-year contract, 28, I believe.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Especially now.
yeah, we negotiated that contract and got that extended for 3 years.
You had said something about like, just like, if we're no longer a city, all this stuff goes away. Is us not being a city?
No, that was just a question that I
Essentially?
received
Okay.
this week. That was some banter that I received this week. So I thought that I had a huge audience here, and I thought I would share that information. Is, you know, that there are lots of things to consider. We are a city, and we have a lot of power in negotiation because of that, with our waste removal, with our snow removal, with our grass cutting in common areas. LG&E does not give us a break on lighting, but yeah. So that's why I touched on that, is so that to answer, because I don't know if the person that was asking that is here or not. We have lots of keyboard warriors, you know, so I thought in case the keyboard warrior was here, I would just put it out there, you know, and answer their questions. Does anyone else have anything? Yes, sir.
The solicitation considered.
Oh, the solicitation is ridiculous.
Is there something that?
After dark.
Is there something that you all could arm us with in regards to like a pamphlet or something? Or we can give them and say, look, this is the ordinance, this is what you need to follow
they
out,
don't
because I've
care.
addressed that before.
Well,
And
and
then that's initially serves as a warning to them, or something like that.
Every entrance has those.
every
I
entrance
understand
has
that
it.
reference.
And I mean, when they come to my
We give you a
house,
copy of the ordinance.
We tell them that there's no solicitation.
and we ask them for,
They know there's nothing we can do.
when they come to my house, I ask them for a copy of the permit, because the permits are issued through this office for
I've done
solicitation.
that before as well.
And, they, oh, we've got it, and I'm like, no, you don't. Because first of all, I have my signature on
Is
it.
it something
So, no, you don't.
that we could get, like, if we got a business card from them, we could then turn it into the city?
And we
like,
do
go,
do that, and
We'll
we
get in
can,
touch with the
and we can get in touch with their
That's a
company.
very good idea.
That is a wonderful way for us to combat that.
Yeah.
So, yes, we would appreciate that.
It'd be like-
Sometimes they won't give it to you because the little the guy that said he was with AT&T,
Yeah, or whoever.
that didn't go to my front door, but came to my back door because Chelsea and Hunter were in the pool. And I got on him for that because, don't come
Who
around.
does that?
Yeah. I don't think he was with AT&T. He had on nothing AT&T. I don't think, or you could put a break that storm.
She's gotta go pick up our niece, but she drove.
Oh, okay.
But she just has to run really fast.
It's only a couple of hundred yards.
Hopefully gracefully.
Okay.
So we're able to obtain that information.
Yes,
from the
please
solicitor.
pass that on to
Can we
us.
just email it to the city?
You
then?
can email it to the city, you can
Date,
take a picture and email it to us. You can
You take a
drop
picture
it in
of
the
it.
mailbox with a note. There's mailbox on the side of building here with a note that says this solicitor was at my house, give us the date and the time, because we wanna put the date and the time that they were there when we send them the letter that says we are a no solicitation city.
Could you tell them, or could we for them that serves as a warning?
We
Are we
can
able to
tell
do
them
that?
that, if the attorney
Tell them
says we
whatever they
can.
want.
They
They don't have any right to be in here.
don't have any right to be in here, and is that a finable ordinance?
The ordinance basically allows them, if they jump through about 2,000 hoops to
Yeah.
register and get an application and get a
Yeah,
permit.
so,
So we made it particularly hard. A lot of them will be licensed through Metro Louisville and they'll try to pawn that off as being good for here.
That must be
That's
what
not
they said.
either.
And it's not.
Because I know like our neighbors have said, you know, this is, and they're like, oh, well, we have such and such that, you know, says we don't.
I just don't
And
answer
it's-
my door.
Me neither.
Well, and it's very hard to enforce, the no solicitation, and we, you know, back when we had our own police department even, it was very difficult, because if you say, we're going to enforce this, then you're enforcing it for the Girl Scouts, you're enforcing it for the Boy Scouts, you're enforcing it for your neighbor kid that might be selling bones or something, so, you know, you have to be very careful.
well, I thought the ordinance stated that there's approved things, so we could have had
You
that.
can
already
get approved
pre-approved.
things, yes,
So-
yes.
It's whack-a-mole, really. You might get them out of here when you whack them.
Water balloons work
They
well.
may go next door.
What?
Water balloons work.
Water balloons work out, yeah. You know, just don't let them get hurt on your property, right? No. So, does anyone else have any questions, concerns? So we're all gonna go home tonight, right? Check our yards. We're going to be diligent about keeping our properties clean and free of debris. And if you have a dog or any other outside animal, please pick up their droppings.
So you're allowed to have chickens as long as they're in the air?
Well, no, they're in their coops.
That's what she meant, Rachel.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's pretty much where we're going.
That's pretty much where we're going.
Okay.
Is that if you keep your place clean,
That's-
sanitary.
yeah.
I don't have chickens. I was just told that we were not gonna be able to have chickens in
No.
So, but, I mean, I
Now-
have chickens, but.
That is something that was proposed at the last meeting. Some people want chickens, some people don't want chickens. If your property becomes where it is not kept, animal control will step in and you will lose your ability to have chickens.
Who's gonna monitor that?
Animal control can monitor that.
I guess.
So none of
I
you
guess
are gonna
neighbors
be
would have to
involved
call
in this?
and-
I'll be
We-
involved.
You be involved.
If complaints
I mean, I
are
thought the
filed by
ordinance second
neighbors, then
reading was-
animals.
Well, I thought the second reading was tonight too.
I've got it, but it's much different than it was when we first.
Don't you have to have so much property to be able to have chickens?
We fall within that. You had a
Yeah, I
question.
think you gotta have.
Yeah,
that.
just have a quick, in regards to that, just, with like the speeding and stuff, have you all thought about putting more, speed humps, or is it
We
like cameras or anything?
We
I'm
did
just
get a
curious.
price on that, and it was extremely expensive, and I don't remember the exact figures. Greg got that price for us.
Yeah, Commonwealth Paving gave us
You're
a
on
price, it was
street
over
delivering,
$3,000 a
it's-
speed
It's
hump.
a drag race.
Yeah, $13,000.
But it's so bad, because you're like a road that
I
can
know,
run across.
I know, we.
Where do you live?
So like it's Watchell and then the road that's gonna go to those apartments, it's just, is it, what's your road, Hollow Tree? Oh
Hollow
my
Tree,
God.
yeah. You know, I wasn't a fan of opening that street up.
I would love to get that closed.
My fear
It's not gonna
is,
happen. You're not gonna get close.
not once it's open, but we could. My fear is Deep Hollow, they're gonna try to open Deep Hollow.
There's a house built there.
Yeah, they built houses up there now. It's not
Okay, good.
accessible.
Good. Good, I'm glad, because they came to us and wanted to open Hollow Tree to South Watterson Trail before they built Spring Villa. And they wanted to open Hollow Tree, and I told, Rob then, no. Rick Larkins may have thrown us under the bus when it came to the one end, where he won't win this one, because I would have fought that one to my last breath. Because that being open is convenient, I've used it, but it also creates a lot of extra cut through and speeding traffic through there.
And
Now,
I think the
Commonwealth
crime
a
has
speed
increased
hump?
since those apartments got built right there
Yeah.
too.
Where
Yes.
y'all wanting a new speed hump?
No, I was just curious if there was anything planned and if like, you know, their thoughts, cause you've had reports of more speeding, so I'm just curious.
And they run the stop line,
Yeah.
the stop sign.
So just curious.
They don't even stop at
You
the
know.
stop signs.
There's a Dodge Ram, it's a light color, that almost T-boned me right there. I mean, he came right straight through the stop sign.
Yeah, they don't.
You know, and I don't know where he was coming from. I didn't, but yeah, he almost T-boned us.
Yeah, the four-way stop at Watch Hill and he followed
It's
everyone.
pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, I use that entrance a lot too, because it's really convenient, but I would gladly give it up to close it off to prevent the extra traffic
The
and
extra traffic.
speeding and the crime, and it's just, I'll go put up a little post myself if I can.
You know, we can add more speed humps. They are very expensive. Somebody said that they don't use Creekstone and they use Cross Creek instead. Well, they're not gaining anything by using Cross Creek. You know, yeah, but they're not gaining anything by using Creekstone and not Cross Creek because they still have speed humps when they come out of here. So I didn't understand that logic, but it is very expensive to add those.
I know I had asked you before if we could get more. Didn't you say that you can only have so many within a distance of each other though?
That is, isn't that what Commonwealth?
500 feet.
Yeah.
Do you know what they're spaced at now? Or is it just different?
When we put those in,
God, it's been 4 years?
we budgeted, you know, basically, we doubled the number we put in.
We did.
And Commonwealth Paving gave us a great eye. They said, we're gonna put them in at where we suggested, they put them in at streetlights. So this is the most effective place to have a streetlight. So, I mean, we doubled the number of speed humps we put in. What was it paved, how many years ago we paved it?
I think it was 4 years ago.
So 3 years ago, we put the speed humps in, and they were, back then, they were $2,800 a speed hump. Now they're like $3,300.
Yeah.
So it's not cheap.
To add them, it was like $13,000. To add the ones on Creekstone would have been $13,000.
Yeah, because there's 4 of them. I think
Because
that-
that's a split. Yeah, because it's a median. And if we added them on Cross Creek as well, it would be the same because it's split. Yes, ma'am.
What about doing some rumble strips at the stop signs?
What's a rumble strip? Is that thing that come out and pop the tires?
That's a spike strip, totally different. Rumble strip.
Oh, we don't do that. I think that
You know-
poses it, I know what you're talking
Okay.
about, they're the little ones.
Yeah,
I think that like on the side of the road.
right. So on the freeway, if you go out, but
Yes.
right at the stop sign to,
I think that poses an issue for snow removal in their blades.
gotcha.
And then when they fill up with water, it becomes really slick.
I like that idea.
Yeah, no, I do, but yeah, when
Okay.
they fill up with water, it really makes them slick.
Gotcha.
For ice.
Okay.
But I think it's more of an issue with the snow plows than it is with anything.
In the last newsletter, it said the city hired a code enforcer. Now, is this code enforcer just on a set time, or does he come out and check for certain things, or only on complaints, or how does that work for the code enforcer?
Code enforcement officer works so many hours a month, and he patrols the city and addresses issues that he sees, and he currently is working with a resident
That's me.
as our liaison. Yeah, Greg, as our liaison.
I ride with him, when he comes out, I ride with him, we address issues, talk, and basically what he does is he takes Louisville's ordinances and the city ordinances, looks at them and sees what the difference is, and he's very, I tell you, he's too soft in
He's
my
very
opinion.
lenient, he's very
I'm a
lenient.
black and white guy, and I'm like, if somebody's violating an ordinance, send them a letter. And he's very compassionate, understands that people have lives and it takes time to get stuff done, so he's like, we need to give him a little bit more time. So I'm like, okay. But, his whole purpose here is to make sure that, our ordinances are being followed. And, these people they spend enough time, they don't have time to go around. And, so George is a great guy, he's got a lot of knowledge, and he uses that knowledge to, improve our city.
He's a retired code enforcement officer.
He is, he's a retired police officer, he's got a lot of.
He was on the old county police.
Yes.
But, let me tell you, before there's a fine or something like that, it's gonna have to go on for months, because he is like, give him another month, give him
Yeah.
another month. Like, that's
You
fine.
know, and that's, we wanna be a community that works together. I mean, and I've said this before. If you know that your neighbor next door is sick and can't get to their grass, you know, cut their grass for them.
Well, it's like parking at stop signs. There's been
Yeah.
several instances of parking at a stop sign, and it makes it really.
It makes it very
Going around
dangerous.
sometimes.
I have to agree with you. And I think that that's something that people don't understand, how dangerous that makes it, especially if it's an SUV that's parked there and you're in a smaller vehicle, because you can't see to get around that. That, you know, we reiterate that in our newsletter every single time. That's going to take our off-duty citing them for that, you know?
The witnesses.
Exactly, that is what that is going to take, is that they witness it and that they cite them for that. You know, because there's no better way to learn the lesson than it costing you, you know, either a citation or a warning. But, you know, it's gonna take somebody with more authority than what we have up here to get that taken care of. Because especially if you're on a hill. Now, I've got Switch Park a mess right now. So if you can avoid Switch Park, avoid it, because it's a mess. But yeah, it does make it very, very cumbersome and very dangerous when they're parked at a stop sign.
Then my last question, and I know it's like you touched on by your interaction earlier, is there a reason why we can't live stream these meetings? So, because
I don't
Tuesday nights are hard for me to make, that's why.
I understand, we don't have the technology to do that.
Cell phone,
We've been in-
Facebook Live.
We have been, we don't do business on Facebook, and our attorney has said to us, he is not in favor of live streaming meetings.
Okay, why not record the meeting and post it afterwards?
No, I don't have an objection to live streaming as much as I have one. If you can't live stream and then have like a commissioner not be here and then call and vote, it's an open meeting issue. But I think it's more of a technology. I mean, for somebody to do it.
So if it's a technology issue and a resident volunteer, could it be done?
We got one.
Got you covered.
Yeah.
Like I said, these people don't make a whole lot of money.
No, I know.
And, I mean, years ago when I was on the commission, I mean, we had, you know, looked at getting a website, it's just like, we had a domain name, and it just floundered. Because you're asking people that are volunteering their
I
time.
know, I volunteer to do
To
that.
spend a lot of time, I mean, they spend a lot of time putting these meetings together and community events and, you know, safety and everything, and it just.
Well, and then there's meetings that I attend outside of here. Kentucky League of Cities, Jefferson County League of Cities, KIPTA. You know, I'm at Metro Council meetings, and there's some, you know, if there's a land development meeting going on, you know, for the, like the, new apartments, and then, you know, the liquor stores that have tried to come in. Currently, spas, I don't know if any of you are paying attention to the number of spas we have at Highview.
What is called?
Yeah, so, and my question to them on the spa was, they were like, we're legitimate, and I said, okay, so why do you have to hide the cars that are parked in your parking lot? I'm just asking.
There's where a little video would come in handy.
They don't want their cars videoed in their parking
No,
lot,
and
you
the
know?
people getting in them
And no, and I'm like, if you're legitimate, why are you only open from 9 o'clock till 1 AM? I mean, I'm just asking, you know? But, so, you know, those are things that outside of here that we are fighting, you know, that you all don't even know about, and that we are trying to maintain the community. And I work very closely with Metro Council, I work very closely with our state legislators. If there's a problem, if there's something on the horizon, usually I know about it before you do. And that's when we put out the request and say, hey, if you don't want this, write a letter. You know, please. So we are the voice of the community. And, you know, I wasn't able to make the meetings at the library talking about the things that we wanted to see in Highview and what we wanted to change. But I was on the committee under Mayor Fisher several years ago, and we laid out the things that we wanted to see brought into Highview. And I can assure you, liquor stores, apartments, and spas were not on our list. You know, we wanted to see more family-based companies coming in here, and retail, and, you know, single-family homes with good-sized yards, those kinds of things. We have a hidden gem here in Hollow Creek. I don't know if you all have rode around and looked at the other neighborhoods close to us, but we have a hidden gem. Our lot sizes, the way our homes are built, you know, the park, you know, our common areas, our community center. We are one of the few cities that have an office that we're going to own this, free and clear. And once that's done, we'll have money to even do other things and better things. This building needs maintenance, and I keep hearing the mayor won't allow us to rent it out. It's that the mayor is not saying, no, I'm not allowing you to rent it out. This building does not pass code and regulations to allow us to rent it out.
Okay.
There's a list this long of things that would need to be done before we can rent this out.
Okay.
Starting with handrails, starting with emergency light, you know, there's a gamut that we can't afford to even tackle at this point. Once this property is paid for and we have a nest egg and we've got all the maintenance done, we need new windows, we're gonna need new HVAC soon. You know, we had the roof replaced, we need new gutters, the driveway's gonna need to be redone, we have to add parking. Those are things that cost a lot of money. It's not that I'm saying, no, you can't rent it out, I'm saying it's not ready. And the last thing we would want is for someone to be up here and there to be an issue. That's the last thing we would want as a city. Yes, ma'am.
I get that, and I'm one of the people that have asked if we can rent it out. Are those things that you're saying would have to be done, they don't have to be done to do like fall festivals and stuff like that?
Because we're primarily outside.
Okay,
We're primarily outside.
so when we have Santa Claus and stuff inside and like.
We stream that, they're primarily, and then we bring in, but it's during the day, it's not at night. You know, we're here, and we are here, you know, monitoring this situation. Usually there's at least two, sometimes all of us are here, but at least two. And we're here and monitoring that.
And you're not getting money for it either.
And we are not, and that's where our insurance covers those events with Santa Claus and movie night and fall festival. But in order to rent it out, something that we would consider is requiring whoever is renting it to get an event policy. Yeah, but we are not, there are a lot of things that need to be done to the property before we can rent it out. Our goal is to get it paid for. Let's get it paid for and reinvesting in our community and be able to rent it out and do it the right way. That's why I would like to have a nice fall festival, big, a lot of community involvement, and do it the right way. Does anybody have anything else? Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we need a permit for buying storage.
If you're gonna add a shed,
Yeah.
yes, you need a permit for that.
So when we go city hall?
No, that was with us. If you'll hang back after the meeting, we'll tell you what you need to do. Because yes, you need a permit, we'll need to know what it's made out of. It has to match your home.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, so any type of building that you do, any addition like that requires a permit through the city. Yes, ma'am?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I was late.
That's
So
okay.
I don't know if you talked about the chicken issue, but based on what you just said, so it sounds like we're going back, we're following Jefferson County rules.
We have the ordinance here to read tonight. We have not read it, and we have not passed it, okay? The issue, when you weren't here, we have had a huge influx of rats, and everywhere we can identify the rats are where there are chicken coops. Whether they're clean or whether they're not. I know some of the chicken coops in the neighborhood have been here for years, but we think, in talking with code enforcement and talking with animal control and talking with, Terminex, I think was the other one. The building that has gone on around us and has run the rats out of the woods, they have found a place to feed here. And they do feed off of other animal feces. And even people that have chickens in coops are not cleaning up the feces. So it is providing a place for them to feed.
Yeah, I'm not aware that rats would be attracted to that. I think they
It's
would
in the pamphlet.
definitely be attracted to their food, water, things like that. But, so again, I guess I'm confused.
I had one code enforcement officer tell me that dog feces is like chocolate to a rat. They can't get enough of it.
So again, just so I understand, are we tabling this and we're gonna let code it, like if
That would be a
somebody has
decision that would have to be made by the commissioners.
Okay, so is that being made, or I guess?
We haven't discussed that yet. So, do we have any other questions?
Are we discussing that tonight, or is it being pending?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sorry, all right.
Do we have any other questions? Commissioners, have you had a chance to review the ordinance? Tonight would have been our second reading of the ordinance. Would you like it read again? Where do you stand on this?
It's changed.
Yeah, we probably should read it.
Let's read it, and then if we still can change it between now and. Okay. So this is ordinance number 5, series 2025, whereas the city of Hollow Creek, bound to its elected commission, is desirous of maintaining its property values and providing a safe and healthy location to reside in the general interest and welfare of its residents. Then there's two definitions. One of them is animal. You probably find this pretty broad. Animal, any vertebrate creature other than a human being. Animal owner, any person who owns any animal, has a property right in any animal, or has any animal in his or her custody, care, or control. Animal owners shall include any person who is temporarily boarding any animal, or has any animal in his or her custody, care, and control, maintenance, or possession, and includes any person providing food, drink, space, or care to any animal or animal otherwise running at large. So this is kind of a backward way to do it, but this is what I've come up with is kind of a middle ground, the language. It says, it shall be unlawful to keep any animal that attracts rodents, vermin, and or undomesticated wild animals on any residence or lot located in the city of Hollow Creek. It shall be unlawful to maintain a hutch, runway, coop, building, or enclosure in an unclean, unsanitary, and malodorous condition, meaning stinky. Now there's an exception, and it says this, and this is where it's backwards, because it doesn't say it's unlawful, it says it's not unlawful. The care, custody, maintenance, and control of animals above shall not be unlawful if the hutch, runway, building, coop, or enclosure housing said animal is maintained in a clean and sanitary condition so as not to create a stench and or attract rodents, vermin, or other predatory wild undomesticated animals to the premises of the animal owner and or his neighbors. So what that's saying is, if you follow me, I'm blind from looking at it, but it's saying that it's not unlawful to have these animals, but it is unlawful if you don't keep the droppings and sanitary situation and everything cleaned up. And that's kind of the middle ground, because last time I'd come on with some real strong language which basically banned any animals. And this is more practical, I think, if it's acceptable to the commissioners. But
Who would enforce that?
it's like Greg asked earlier, I guess if more rats show up somewhere and we.
Code enforcement.
Yeah, code
Three
enforcement
11,
comes
they would be
in.
in contact, you could
call them for a report, because you would report it to the city, correct?
Yeah.
And they would come out, investigate, do their due diligence, check it out.
George could do it.
Yeah.
Our own code guy could do it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I was here for the first reading.
Yeah, I remember.
It's like a 90-day difference, so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
pretty awesome. The one, I have more of like a linguistic question, right? You mentioned in there that if it stinks, then no go, right? It's unlawful if it stinks.
Creates an environment that stinks.
Right, but I think tuna stinks, but my wife loves the smell of tuna.
It's very subjective.
So who's gonna be the judge of like what stinks?
Well, I think we can all agree you all can have tuna.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you, okay, but you understand
Oh,
what
yeah, I
you're making here,
understand.
right? That
I mean, that's a
your
question.
idea of what stinks and my idea of what stinks would be totally different. So-
Every lawyer lives and dies on what's subjective and objective, you know. And I'm just trying to cut through some middle ground here. So
Okay, no, I totally appreciate your effort. That's why I fronted it with like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
My only concern is like,
I think the
What's
stinks
next?
was just paraphrase at the end.
Yeah.
That's not actually part of
the stench,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
The stench is the first part of it.
I think what it is it's a 1-2 deal. If your place stinks badly, then it's probably not in sanitary and safe condition for what I want it to be under this ordinance. That's my opinion.
I mean, I'm
I'm
not
not
trying to
gonna
be
say
like
it
argumentative,
just
but you
stunk.
understand, like, some people have like really sensitive noses and they get within 10 feet of something and they're like, holy mother of, pearl, that's awful. And some people need to be a little bit closer.
Yeah, and
So they get
I
further
think
away.
from a practical standpoint, how it would come up is, again, there were rats would crop up somewhere, we send everybody in to investigate, and
Fair.
the
Yeah,
attorney
yeah,
should be in a violation in that way.
So how is this different than the existing Jefferson County Code regarding the care and keep of chickens?
They don't address, no, I think actually some of that language came from Jefferson County's code. It's just, I'm not getting into how many chickens and roosters you can have.
Yeah, it changes too with how many people are in your household.
Yeah, and your
So,
land.
and
Your
this
lot
is,
size.
this is a lot better.
No, it's lot size is what determines, not household.
From the previously.
Yeah, I think it's lot size
Yes,
determines what
lot
you can
size.
have, not household
So that one
numbers.
guy said 5 chickens, 1 rooster,
That's for a half acre lot or less.
Yeah.
Or less, yeah.
Well, you could
Yeah,
have
so
those
it's
here, but it would still be against our ordinance if it was kept in a nasty
In
situation.
an unkept manner.
So really, dog owners would fall under this.
Yeah.
They
that's
can.
what I was about to
Yes,
bring
they
up.
can.
Cause that poor lady's talking about how her dog poo smeared on
Yes.
the house, like,
Yeah, but
no.
it does say attracts vermin and rodents and all that.
Well, dog
I
food
don't-
does.
Dog food's like chocolate.
That's like chocolate to these rats.
That just makes me cringe.
It's-
Oh,
yeah,
we got our fault.
So I go back to, who's gonna police all this?
Yeah.
I say why we
And it
place
goes
it.
back to, just like,
I
what
think
what
three
some
on-
people think, they're okay with their grass being 10 feet high.
It's an ordinance
I mean,
like any
it's-
other.
Some people.
So it's gonna fall on
everybody
your
does it
shoulders,
differently.
then,
Well,
It's an
so somebody
ordinance
makes
like
a
any
complaint about their neighbor because they're having rats, and we, just like they did investigate this situation as it existed, we spring into action, we get George out there, and we make a 311 call, I don't know what else.
The problem is that you
And-
multiply them faster than we get.
14 days.
And moving around.
We have like 8 to 18 pups at a time, I think.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's, yeah. Yeah,
So
it
let's
is
just,
ridiculous.
let's just call that, do you wanna call that the first reading of that one?
And we haven't changed any language in this reading
Not, we changed a lot from the first.
from the first reading. Yeah, so if we treated this like we would any other ordinance, we would follow it like we would any other ordinance.
Yeah, and it'd be, tonight be the first reading, no vote required, vote next week.
Okay, so you have to basically read it twice and then vote?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And you can make changes in between now and then, but they can't be just major or substantial changes. They can be tuning it up.
And are you gonna post that somewhere?
Anytime an ordinance is passed, it gets posted, yes ma'am.
Okay, on like the website or something?
It's mailed to you.
Oh, okay, alright.
After it passes.
Yeah,
Oh,
after it
I meant
passes.
before. so-
We are elected to do the city business. That's our role. That was another question that was on the keyboard warrior posted, that. Oh.
Okay, chicken.
Did they vote to adjourn?
Yeah, but that,
On a
on a dark and stormy night.
So you notice we have no emergency lighting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but that was another question that was posted. Just like your state officials and your federal officials, we are elected to do the business of the city. You know, not all residents get to vote on everything, just like all residents of Kentucky don't get to vote on all bills that the legislature passes. So by coming to the meetings, by knowing what's going on in your community, by staying in touch with us, that's how things are done, and that's how ordinances are passed and how things are changed. So,
Short answer is we would not give you a copy of it at this stage.
Right.
Until it becomes law. And it won't be until
after the second reading
the
is passed.
second reading next week.
You got that, Ron?
Hmm?
You got that?
I like Definitely one.
Do we have any other questions?
And have all the commissioners had access to that before this meeting? I'm just curious.
No.
No. This was the first reading. They will have access to it now. The attorney will provide that. They had access to it before, and when he made the changes, he just read them tonight.
There's really no provision for us to provide them in advance. That's why we read it once, let everybody hear it, and then have policy discussions next time and vote on it finally.
We as commissioners cannot have more than 2 of us at any time together. 3 constitutes a quorum. So anytime we are even up here for a special event, you won't see 3 of us gathered together. We're separate because we never want to give the impression that we are talking about city business when we are not in an official city meeting. This is the only time we have to do business is right now. So it's also been said, well, they don't talk to us. This is the only time we have to do business is right now. So we have to talk to one another and get one another's opinions and views in order to make up our minds on how we are gonna vote on a particular subject. You know, to have the full story. Like we were talking about Nani's dates. That's the first time we've done that. Because we cannot conduct city business outside of a city meeting. What's that, the sunshine rule?
I was just gonna say, I think that ordinance is much better than the first. And Greg said our guy is pretty lenient, so it would have to stink really bad. You know what I mean? So I don't think that this is, you know, we know animals smell, even domestic dogs have a smell, so I don't think that would be much of an issue. It'd have to be really stinky for it to be a problem. So I think that's much better than the last reading. Just to say.
I agree.
Okay. Commissioners, do
I
you
was
have?
thinking that situation, George, maybe need to be a little bit more stern if it's causing rats. I don't think we can let it go on for months.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we
I
have
mean,
got to do
we've
something.
got to do
All of
It's
us.
not George's responsibility, it's
No,
all of your
it's all
responsibility
ours.
sitting at that table.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if George is not wanting to give
He's
them.
not gonna police this, Lois,
He's
you're
not.
gonna have to. That's the problem with this ordinance, the way it's written, it's on your shoulders.
Every ordinance. is
Every
on our
ordinance.
shoulders.
I know, that's what I'm saying, that's on your shoulders, it's not George.
You know,
No.
No, but if, what triggers it is a complaint.
Right, and if he goes out and we don't do anything, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think,
And that's not just with rats.
I think Metro is the biggest rat finder we got,
well,
unless we hire somebody.
Well, the residents are.
yeah, the residents.
Oh.
They can just go to each house and look outside and be like, okay, this is an issue, this is an issue.
Well,
this
and
is
like
an
he
issue.
was explaining earlier, Damon was explaining, they're rat burrows, and you can look them up on the
I
internet.
didn't even know they did that.
Yeah, they burrow, but they're gonna burrow along a fence line, or along a shed, or they're not gonna be in the center of your yard unless you have, like an ornamental lush landscaping where they can burrow down in it, okay? They're not gonna just burrow in, a flat middle of a front yard. If that's going on, that's more than likely moles, okay? Well, and if you've got grub worms, which if you've got moles, you've got grub worms. This isn't the time of year to treat for grub, which is what moles primarily eat.
Do rats eat grubs?
Right?
I'm being serious.
Oh, no.
I'm terrified.
But so, like, just a minute, what he was saying is, they burrow along fencing and they burrow where they can get under and hide from things. And here's another thing, if you are providing the food, a lot of times you don't see the burrows in your yard because they don't burrow where they eat.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, they don't burrow
Yeah,
where they eat.
they don't burrow where they eat. So if they're getting their food source from, and I don't know where anybody lives, I'm not meaning this in a derogatory manner. If they're burrowing in your yard, then they're getting their food source close to you because they're not gonna live here at the office and eat at the park, for instance. That's too much distance. They would live here at the office and eat next door, you know? So they stay pretty, but yeah. One of the things is obviously keeping your property clean, you know? That includes picking up chicken droppings. That includes if you feed the birds, if you have a lot of bird feeders on your property.
If you let your dog poop in your
If you let your dog poop and you don't pick it up. You know, those are all things that, you know, contribute to that.
Compost.
Composting,
Fruit trees that are dropping fruit on the ground.
you know, I mean, that is a huge, you know, it all goes back to property maintenance. I mean, honestly, it really does all go back to property maintenance. And, you know, I have ridden through the neighborhood and I've had comments with each of the commissioners up here. Some people really don't know how to maintain a yard. They don't really need a yard. They bought a house because they thought it was great and then they don't understand the work that goes into maintaining the yards. You know, that's why the need for all of these ordinances are in place, not only with just Hollow Creek, but through Metro Louisville, is to make people take care of their property. Was that what you had, Billy?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, they don't burrow where they eat.
We have distinguished
All
rats,
four.
they don't eat where they poop.
Yeah, all the 4 houses that were affected by that one,
I mean, and they've destroyed property. I mean, they're very destructive. It's very,
They wanted people's houses.
I have not received a report of a house. I have received reports of garages, but I have not received. So if you're storing any kind of feed or anything in your garage, then move it. Get it out of there. Don't give them a place to breed.
Or put it in a can, a metal can.
It has to be metal because they chew through plastic. Yeah, and I don't know, but putting it up on a shelf doesn't really count. You know, but this ordinance would fall on the commissioners to uphold, just like all of the other ordinances.
I do have one question about the ordinance. Okay, they don't maintain their chicken coop, whatever. What's the penalty? Can we forbid them from having it, or
What is the
get
penalty?
fined?
That's a $250 fine, which I didn't mention.
Until they clean it up.
Until they clean it up, and each day in violation is a continuing fine.
And who can go into their yards and check it?
And that's in the project right now.
It is. He said that's in the writing right now.
So there's more to the ordinance than what you read?
Just that last part.
Okay.
I didn't say what the penalty was.
The penalty phase.
I just didn't know, like, if after being cited, say, 3 occasions.
If we could do away with their ability to have.
Because if somebody lets it get bad, I would think 3 or more times, they're not gonna do better in the future.
Well, because we tend to have the same repeat offenders on everything else. That's what you're getting at?
Yeah.
You know, if you'll look through our, letters and our, things, we write the same letter to the same house constantly about cutting their grass, about not parking on the street, so with this, she's asking is, could there be a provision added in there, once they've been cited so many times, can we restrict their ability to have
Yeah, I'd have to
chickens?
think about the language.
Okay, then I would suggest
You
that
would just say for any subsequent offense.
Yes.
X. It could be a very high fine, it could be
Needs to increase each
a,
time.
it could be a inability to continue to have animals.
Because I think most people that have chickens are gonna take care of it.
most people do.
But you always have that one person.
Right, well, that's what this law is always about.
Well, I think animal control will be kind of more in charge of that, right?
But
Because
the
they-
problem we're having
like-
is now the rats are here.
Well, I'm saying exceeding, like,
Yeah.
you know, this person's doing this issue, then animal control would probably take their chickens away from them.
But that doesn't
And
keep
then-
them from buying more.
Correct, but they're, you know, I would assume the.
I was just,
Yeah.
I don't know what the ultimate metro offense is, I know they jack them around on fines.
Yeah.
What they really do is they pull them into court, and then a judge judges them. So that's the ultimate penalty by using 311.
I just know basically, if somebody abuses an animal, whether it's a chicken, a dog, whatever.
Take it away.
They take it away, but that doesn't stop them from getting more.
With Ethan's law, would Ethan's law apply to chickens?
Yeah, they confiscate them.
Yeah, but that doesn't keep them from going and getting more.
No,
And I think that may only happen once every 10 years.
I just don't know where at the park we put them. If we confiscate them.
Take them at your
place,
It's our next cookout.
We'll put you in charge of that.
Wings for everybody.
Sonya's gonna have room for a coop in the driveway
So
now.
do we have any other questions? We'll table this for another reading.
Yes.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Greatly appreciated. I'd love to see a packed room. Please, I hope this isn't the last time that you come. Please.
And also,
Thank you.
if you're running up, don't forget to sign the sheet with your name,
Yes.
phone number, email.
Yes, please,